Yo everybody, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Steins Gate 0. Last left off, we got our first ending. It was kind of a rubbish ending, to be honest. We didn't really find out much of what was going on. The only big reveal we got was the bad guy was a bad guy. So, I'm going to go back and do things differently. And the big thing I remember most is at the shrine, where we got this call from Krisu. So I'm just going to play through the game again. I know that a few things will probably be similar for a while, so there might be some editing and whatnot, and I'll do my best to keep all the new changes in. So here we go. I hung up in the middle of the conversation. She was probably mad. Mad? She was just an AI. Krisu's anger was just a program. Krisu wasn't Krisu. Don't treat them like they're the same. I shouldn't talk to Krisu anymore. Just the incoming call was almost enough to trigger a flashback. In my mind, I could see an image of Krisu's bloody face. I should turn off my phone. This was getting bad. I couldn't even stand up. It'd been half a year and things were still like this. Even I was surprised. I resisted the impulse to try and throw up. Just turn off the phone. Okay. Power off. Okay. So we have done something completely different than last time. We have not talked to Krisu, and then we turned the phone off. Both things I'm against. But we'll see where that leads us. I slowly stood up. If Lukaku saw me like this, he'd worry. I should get out of here. I was staggering a little, but I could walk. I felt very thirsty. Okay, so here's a problem I'm going to have while doing the other routes. I really can't remember what was in the last one or not. I'm only bringing this up now because the skip function doesn't quite work like it did in the first game. Or maybe it does and I just haven't realised it. Regardless, I'm going to cut in here because I accidentally skipped a bit more and I know stuff is different. I knew it, it's Ocarine. Hi there. Oh, you're Mayuri's friends. They were Mayuri's friends and fellow cosplayers. I think their cosplay name were Katie and Fubuki? I don't know their real names. Which was Katie and which was Fubuki again? Are you okay? You don't look so good. I'm fine. If I made them worry here, they'd talk to Mayuri. It would cause a big fuss. I don't want her to worry about me when she didn't have to. I shouldn't have come back to Akihabara anyway. I run into people I knew just walking through town. I should have gone towards Kanda when I left the shrine. You always look like you're hurting somehow, Ocarine. Do I? You do? Fubuki? And when Mayushi looks at you, she looks like she's in pain too. And when I see her looking at you, I feel like I'm going to cry. Wait, what am I saying? This Fubuki girl must really care about Mayuri. I felt a little better after hearing that. Who's the girl you like? Huh? The girl I like? An image of Krisu appears in the corner of my eye again. The feeling in my hands when I took her life came back. No, calm down. I'm sorry, that was rude to ask. And then divergence change. The sky was red black, dotted with columns of thick black smoke. Okay, so yeah. There's so much rubble I couldn't find a place to stand. Screams, gunshots, and the stench. Everyone in this world knew what the smell was. It was a smell of burning. Homes, buildings, cars, motorcycles, trees, grass, and humans. It was the smell of all of them burning together. Something thin and black poked from between piles of rubble. It was a hand. The hand and moving stretched upwards towards the sky. No, that wasn't the only one. Everywhere I looked, I saw hands, legs, and heads. Parts of what were once human belongings were strewn around across the ground. I heard a distant gunshot. A shout. Silence. Nothing changed. Just one more body lying on the ground. The world was ending. And at last, people understood. This wasn't the afterlife. This was the real world. Hell. Yes, this is what this was. This was hell. A stray sheep. Okay. The world twisted and warped. I felt horribly dizzy. Sometimes my vision would blur for no reason. But this was nothing like that. It was like my mind itself was being unwrapped apart. Like the world itself was changing. Deja vu. I knew this feeling. This was... At last, the colour came back to my vision. So this happened a whole 9 days sooner than before. All the shouts of the pedestrians and the noise of the passing cars came flooding in at once. Algreen, are you okay? You're sweating bullets. Do you not feel well? Oh, no. Kabuki and Katie, the two of them were still in front of me. They looked worried. Had I just gotten dizzy for a moment? No. I'm fine, really. Thanks for asking. Okay, we'll be going. I'm looking forward to the party. They said their goodbyes and walked towards the station. I watched them go, only halfway paying attention. What was that? None of the passerbys noticed me standing there. They were all experiencing time sequentially as one connected moment after another. But I knew what I just saw. That's right. I was the one person who understood. That feeling was reading Steiner, which meant that the world line had changed. I shook my head and tried to get the idea out of my mind. It was impossible. The world line could only change if someone had altered the past. I'd only ever seen the world line change after I'd sent emails with the phone wave name subject to change. Oh yeah, I went through all these before. D-mail, short for DeLorean mail. Yeah, I forgot that's what it was. A text message that is capable of traveling to the past. D-mails are sent from a cellular phone to the phone wave name subject to change. However, they can't be sent too close to the present. Also, they may only contain a little over 36 bytes of data. Yeah, and all these, might as well read them all. Yeah. But I destroyed the phone wave, so that could never happen again. I sacrificed Krisu for it. But then, who did this? And how? What if someone had made a device identical to the phone wave? Yep, that's still there. Mayuri. I need to see if Mayuri is safe. I'll call her now, right now. Hi. I picked her name from the contacts list on my phone and dialed. I could hear the call sound in my ear. There's no sign of her picking up. 7 seconds. 8. 9. Each second made the fear worse. I could feel sweat drip down my back. 12 seconds. 13 seconds. 14 seconds. I kept calling and praying anyway. Eventually, after a minute of ringing, the electric sound suddenly cut off. It's Mayushi. Mayuri, is that you? Mayuri, is it really you, right? Alkaline? What's wrong? The relaxed, easygoing voice I heard most definitely belonged to Mayuri. I was so worried. I kept calling you and you didn't pick up. Oh, sorry. My phone was in my bag. It was nothing. Nothing had happened at all. Do you need something? No, don't worry about it. I was just feeling nervous. Nervous? Where are you now? Are you with someone? I'm going to work. Until when? About 8ish? I see. Got it. Will you come see me, Ocarine? No, I'm busy today. I can't. I'm going to the lab after I get off work. Okay. If I can go, we'll meet up there, and I'll walk you home. Really? That's rare. Bye. Work hard, okay? I hung up. Mayuri was safe. My phone is on. Which meant that the world line change probably had nothing to do with her. Not that I could let my guard down. Or maybe it was just a daydream, and there was no world line chain after all. It seemed awfully realistic that for that to be the case, though. Just to be safe, I turned on my phone again. The icon was still there, in the same place it had been the last several times I used it. I felt a little hesitation, especially after what happened. Could I really contact her after that? Am I in control at all? Decided that it was important to see what was going on first, so I tapped the icon. What? Did you forget to say something? Chris's voice was the same as ever. You're not mad? Mad? Why? Because I just hung up on you, so... You already apologizing for that. You already apologized for that just now. I'm not the kind of person to keep getting mad after I've forgiven someone. Just now? That's right. You called back, didn't you? Called back? I did? It was only 7 minutes and 43 seconds ago. Did you forget? Wait a minute. Did we just jump to the timeline that I just did? I apologize to you? My head is hurt. Are you okay? Chrissy was evidently telling the truth. She didn't look like she was lying, at least. What happened? Your expression's totally different than it was a moment ago. No, I'm fine. I didn't remember that. I remember turning off the phone, but I don't remember anything about calling her the Amadeus Chrisu back after that. The old me would have insisted that I was right and that she was mistaken. But now, I wasn't sure. After all the different paths I've experienced and all the sadness and pain I'd gone through, even 6 months later I was still exhausted. What had really happened and what hadn't? What was right and what was wrong? I wasn't sure anymore. I just didn't want to think about it anymore. The past, the future, the fate of the world. I had nothing to do with it. Any of it. You're not looking so good. Shouldn't you call one of your friends or go rest somewhere? Okabe? Hey, Chrisu, can I ask you something? Do you know what I was about to do after I called you just now? You're going to meet with Dr. Linsky and Maho, right? You're supposed to talk about me. Evidently, my memory matches hers in that regard. I see. Should I tell Maho about you in advance? I'm fine, really. Sorry to worry you. Don't push yourself too hard. I don't want to be the last person you ever talk to. I chuckled bitterly at the end of the conversation. I called Dara too, just in case, and evidently I really was on my way to see Professor Maho. He also told me that almost all of the events of the last few days matched my memory of them, which meant that even if the world line had changed, nothing had changed nearby. where I could have seen it. There was no problem. Or at least there shouldn't have been a problem. It was possible that the moment of dizziness was just the result of mental illness. Experiencing the same sensation brought up a past trauma and caused my memories to get confused. Maybe that was it. The phone wave didn't exist. So there's no way the past could have changed. That's right. That was all. I kept telling myself this, and I went to see the professor. I met with the professor and Maho in the hotel room. So then, Nintaro, you say that your communication with Amadeus is going well so far? Yes, the conversations are always smooth and coherent. What about the distance between you and Krisu? Distance? What do you mean? Do you find yourself getting closer to her as you talk more? Well, a bit more than when we first started talking. A bit. You sure you don't mean a lot? I'm talking to her too, so I can tell. At first she was so mad when you said you ignored 8 of her calls. But now you're quite friendly with each other. That means you've gotten that much closer, right? I see. Wonderful. Lee's skin seemed overjoyed by Maho's words. I've got great hopes for this. It's possible she'll view you as a friend, or perhaps a love interest. A love interest? This conversation is definitely different. You don't need to shout, do you? But she's an AI, right? It's precisely because she's an AI that I'm interested. What did he mean? She has emotions, right? Yes, but they're simply running on top of a program. But isn't that the same as the human brain? Who's right? The brain ran on electrical signals, so you could say that it had the same structure. The question is whether machines have emotions was settled a long time ago. They do. Well, the question. And anyway, Amadeus is designed to mimic the human brain. If the structure is the same, and so is the process, shouldn't that lead to identical results? Which means it's quite possible she could fall in love. In fact, I hope she does. Amadeus fallen in love? Oops. Is this an upsetting topic for Maho? Don't you start acting like Krisu too, Professor. It was a joke, a joke. Maho's scary when she gets mad, so be careful. Yes, I'm well aware. You know I can hear you, right? Oh, I forgot. I need to call Judy. Nintaro, I'll be right back. The professor quickly left the room. He ran away, didn't he? Christ, Krisu first and now the professor. Why do they have to make everything about love? You forgot that, right? Of course, that was always the type of girl she was. Oh, right. Okabe, I have a question. Do you know any words that Krisu really liked? As in for passwords? Ah, it's so weird knowing information, but not being able to tell Okabe about it. Words? Or numbers or something? Anything that could be a key? What, are you trying to break a password she set? That's exactly right. I'm impressed. I was right. Is that her work computer or something? No, her personal laptop. It was at her home. Why do you have something like that? Her mom gave it to me, so I have something to remember her by. Oh, this is so weird. I tried to figure out what's on it, so I'm looking for a way to crack the password. I thought you might know something. If it's got a password, that means she doesn't want anyone seeing it, right? That's true, but if I want to make the Amadeus Krisu close to the real one, it'd be better to have that data, right? Of course, I'll do my best not to do anything that violates her privacy. I knew what she was trying to say. She might have had some kind of diary on her computer which described what she'd been doing during her time here. But, sorry, I can't think of anything. Nothing? Yeah. And even if I did know, I don't think I would tell you. Because there's something you don't want anyone finding out? Computers hold a person's most private secret these days. Dao talked about that all the time. He was wondering if there was a way to automatically wipe a computer's hard drive if he died in an accident. That's an interesting concept. Of course, what Dao didn't want anyone to see was probably very different from what was on Chris's computer. Beyond that, it was the same idea. Who knows, maybe Chris really is as perverted as Dao. I see. She seemed really interested in the contents of the hard drive, but she didn't say anything else. Anyway, I'll be going. I was a little worried about Mayuri too. Hey, Okuin, what's the best colour for a school swimsuit? How are you talking about? Who gives a crap? White, definitely. I see. Excellent choice. Very few normals pick a white school swimsuit. You might be more of a pervert than me. What the hell? Is this from me or... Oh, I know, right? I should just pick the colour at random. Nice, Okuin. I'm taking that advice. I love these I love these. And then the panda. Stop with the commentary. No, never stop with the commentary. Thank you for making life that much more sweeter. I got up and went to leave. And then I saw a small ornament that was decorating the door. Come to think of it, it's almost Christmas. I remember how excited Mayuri was. Are you staying here for Christmas, Heijo? Yeah, I still got a lot of stuff to do here. Are you spending it with anyone? What? No, I mean outside of Japan. Don't people usually have Christmas parties with their friends? Sorry, I don't have any plans like that. And Americans and Europeans don't have Christmas parties. They don't? Christmas is a holy day to them, right? So they normally spend it with their families. They do have a big New Year's party. They do have big New Year's parties, though. I thought I heard something about that on TV somewhere. Well, I don't have any family here, so I'll be alone regardless. Oh, but that doesn't mean I'm lonely. Don't get the wrong idea, okay? Or so she said. But being alone on Christmas in a bustling town was probably pretty lonely. Of course, she'd probably get mad if I told her that, so I didn't. Didn't invite her. Whoa, we didn't even have the underground car thing? This is so different. I don't like it. Everything I knew was wrong again. When I finished talking to the professor, I went to the lab. I confirmed on the phone that Mayu was just fine, but I wanted to see her for myself. I could see from the other side, from the outside, the lights in the lab were on. I went up the stairs to get away from the cold and opened the door. Mayuri, you here? I felt a small impact on my chest when I opened the door. Oh, Luca, we definitely didn't see enough of you. Oh, sorry. No, I should have been looking where I'm going. I'm sorry. Evidently, he was just about to leave. Luca looked up at me, apologetic. For some reason, he was blushing a little. Only Dao and Luca were in the room. Sorry. I'm just imagining the world of... I can imagining the conversations that were going on there. There's no sign of Mayuri or Suzuha. I'm glad. If I'd gone home a little sooner, I would have missed you. You were waiting for something? Yes, but it's nothing important. I just bought you some snacks. He bought some steamed manju buns. Man? They were eating about half the box. Someone gave them to us, so you could share them with everyone. I see. Thank you. Hey, look at she. You get it on time? Oh. Lukako looked at the clock and started to fidget. We're having guests visit their home at home tonight. Guest of yours? No, guest of my father's. For some reason, I was asked to be there as well. Normally, he brings people over who have some hobbies, have the same hobbies as he does, and talks with them for a long time. It's all too complicated for me to understand, so I usually just bring them tea. I'm not sure why he wants me there. Does he talk about religion and stuff? Lukako's family ran the Yanabayashi Shrine, one of the oldest in Akibara. Evidently not. Last time he was talking about Akia and something about the heir of Haomi. Weren't those places? Wasn't that something to do with the thing the guy was saying in the car park? I'm kind of worried. That's look at Dad. Look at she's dad for you. Spooky. Do you two know what he was talking about? Yeah, I think so. But we can talk about it another time. If you got company, you should head home. Oh, then I'll be going. I'll see you soon. Bye, Luca. Have fun. He bowed deeply and disappeared out the door. I'm already liking this a lot better. We get to see Luca some. I miss Luca. Luca's awesome. I watched him go, then sat down on the sofa. Where's Maori? May Queen, probably? I haven't seen her today. Then I guess I'll wait here. Wait a little. Or should I go get her? Oh, Ocarine. That call earlier. What was that about? He was probably talking about the phone call I placed to him before I went to see the professor. That was... Don't worry about it. I was probably just mistaken. You sure? Okay then, I guess. I remember the strange sensation I experienced. I wondered if it was a world-line jump, but several hours had passed, and nothing had changed. Actually, I wasn't sure if I'd really experienced it anymore. Memories were like that, especially for me. Still, Harumi, huh? Look at she's dad's, a real veteran warrior. What's this about warriors? Suza got back before Mayuri did. Brother Luca's father is a warrior? How come he gets to be brother when I'm stuck being Uncle Ocarine? Because Luca is awesome. That's right, a warrior among warriors. A man with a history of many battles, you could say. I see? But I thought his family were all holy men. I see. There's some holy men. They say some holy men can be warriors. She'd convinced herself. Brother Luca really was amazing. I can accept that. Amazing? What was amazing? I decided just to pretend I'd never heard that. No! Dig! I want to know what happens to Luca. Also, I'm laughing at myself now because I said to Luca and now I'm thinking of Silent Hill. Oh, I'm so easily amused. What's going on? I still felt awkward looking at Suzuha. I avoid coming to the lab mostly to avoid seeing her. Uncle Ocarine, don't make that face. Evidently she read my thought just from the look on my face. She seemed upset. I could tell you were avoiding me. You know, it's not your fault though. You know it's not your fault. Wait, Suzuha. Where have you been for so long? Ah, were you on a date with some boy? Never! Your father won't let you go make some bad guy your boyfriend. Oh, no. No, it's nothing like that. Really? I thought it was a joke, but evidently he was serious about it. His tone was far less joking than usual. It must be hard being a dad. Especially when your kid's almost the same age as you. It's true. And then look me in the eye and tell me. Come on. Do you of all people get to say that, Dad? What does that mean? You keep playing those weird games and you need to be spending more time with Mom. That's because two-dimensional girls and three-dimensional girls are different. Didn't you say it didn't matter if a girl was 2D or 3D? Oh, Queen! Did you have to say that right now? How can you betray me like that? I never see being on Dao's side when it came to his hobbies, though. Anyway, if it wasn't a boy, then tell your dad what you were doing today. What I was doing? If it wasn't something bad, there shouldn't be no problem. Suza glanced at me, then sighed in resignation. I was looking for someone. Someone? So it was a boy after all. I told you it's not like that. A little girl. No, she'll be older than me now, I guess. That was a strange way to put it. I glanced over at Dao, who looked back at me. Actually, there was another girl in the time machine when I came here. What? Wait, Suza, this is the first I've heard about this. I never told you. She's looking down at her feet. I could see she regret bringing it up. Who is she? Where is she now? I don't know what she's doing now. You don't know? We got separated, you see, in 1998, here in Akihabara. 1998? That would have been 12 years ago. So it wasn't just Suza who came from the future. It took some time for the meaning of that to sink in. But what happened? No, we went back to 1975 to find an IBN 5100, right, Uncle? I nodded silently. We somehow managed to get the IBN 5100, and then we went to 1998. Our mission was to avoid the year 2000 problem. This is so weird, like, I don't like it. It's weird because I've just seen all this in the other ending. Like, imagine doing it this way. It would have just this way first. I mean, it just would have been very bizarre. The year 2000 problem? That was one of the big events at the end of the last century, along with the Nostradamus prophecy. But in the end, after all the fuss made by the media and pundits, nothing really happened. Was that because John Tydehead came from the future to fix it? If that was the case, then wow. I ran into some trouble in 1998, then got separated from her. And used the time machine before you could find her? I didn't have a choice. She ran out of the time machine on her own, and she must have remembered something because she swallowed her words with a bit of expression. Of course, I looked for her. I did small jumps, as many as my fuel would allow, and I looked everywhere for her, but in the end, she never managed to find her. At least we find out in the other ending what that event was. I guess I understand, but why you keep something so important from us? It was my fault that I lost her. I wanted to take responsibility for bringing her back myself. You know me better than that. Dao's words are soft. I'm your dad. When you're in trouble, you can count on me. Dad? You want to find her, right? So let me help. Right, Ocarine? What? Me too? Of course. We're not asking you to change the future. You can do this, right? Well, to be honest, after refusing all her requests to save the world... Sorry. Just the way that was phrased. I was feeling a little guilty. I'd like to help her if I could, but I wanted to know what she'd do after she found her. So what's her name and age? And is she cute? Don't be mad if she's really a man. Wait. Okay, yeah. She's a girl. Okay, give me a name and measurements too. I don't know her measurements. When I last saw her, she was 10. A lolly, huh? Then she should be 22 now. Name, please! Her name was Kagari Shina. The name was an unusual one. A girl who was part of Dao's group in the future who had the name Shina. Suza, was that girl? That's right. Her mother's name is Mayuri Shina. Kagari's big sis Mayuri's daughter. Mayuri's daughter? Of course it was possible that Mayuri would choose to have a child in the future, but the fact that I'd never even thought about it made the shock that much worse. If she had a daughter, she must have had a partner. And that partner couldn't be me, because I died in 2025. Wait a second. If she was 10 in 2036, then she would have been born in 2026. I'll have to learn more, but if I died in 2025, wasn't it just possible, maybe barely, that it could be me? That just couldn't be. Just like Suza had appeared before Dao, she was going to appear before me? Who is the dad? I couldn't ask. Huh? Wait a sec. Her name was Shina. Does that mean Moshi didn't change her name? Which means... Kagari was a war orphan. She has no relatives until big sis Mayuri took her in. That sounds like something she would do. I realized I was relieved in more ways than one, and I hated myself a little for it. Even if she did marry someone in the future, as long as that made her happy, it was for the best. Yeah. I'm still pushing for Mayuri and Luca. That would be adorable. Big sis Mayuri told me to take care of Kagari, so this should never have happened. She was always clinging to Big Sis Mayuri, and she didn't know anyone in this time, so I'm sure she's lonely. How did you get separated? You said there was some kind of trouble? If she came to New Era in the time machine and 10 years old, Suzanne would have been the only person she could rely on. There's no way she'd leave Suzanne and run off on her own. I don't know either, but she got really unstable after we jumped to the past. That made sense, come to think of it. A young girl, just 10 years old, was suddenly taken to a world where she knew no one? Of course she'll be scared. Do you have any pictures of her? Oh, yeah. She showed me a tattered picture with two girls in it. One was an adult, I couldn't see her face, but maybe that was Murray, 20 years from now on. Hiding behind her was another girl. Was that Kagari Shina? And now she's 22, huh? It's hard to imagine. That is, if she was still alive. Even if Japan was a safe, peaceful country, it would be hard for a young girl to get by on her own. If she was lucky, someone might take her in and give her to an orphanage. But if she wasn't, Suza was probably well aware of the possibility, so I didn't bring it up. Hey, Ocarine, help us out, okay? She's my adopted daughter, right? I'd like to help. But, are you okay with that, Suza? With me helping? I felt that Suza was disgusted with me. I had a chance to save the world, and I'd given up. Would she want help from a person like that? If you're okay with it, Uncle, then the more people, the better. I see. Then I'll help. Of course, I didn't think this would make up for that. Thank you. Busted. What is this about Mayushi's daughter? Everyone turned around at the sudden voice. Ocarine, you really did wait for me. Mayuri. Huh? What is it? The moment I saw her, I finally relaxed. I'm so glad, Mayuri. I took her small hand in mine and felt the warmth. She was alive. Ocarine? Oh, sorry. No, it doesn't bother me, so it's okay. Big Sis Murray, how long were you here for? I just got here. I was careless. I was so focused on what Suzuha was saying, I didn't see Mayuri come into the room. Hey, I heard you talking about Mayushi's daughter. What were you talking about? Well, that is... crap. Mayuri knew that Suzuha was from the future, but telling her about her future daughter would be going too far. I needed to change the subject. You could easily just go, we were just wondering how cute your daughter would be. Done. We were saying that you looked so young you could be my daughter. Oh! Oh, that is kind of funny. Huh? Oh right, Mayushi's a cute young girl. Yeah, people tell me that I got a young face a lot. I want to look grown up like Yuki though. Well, you eat enough for 2 grown-ups. That wasn't a compliment, Mayuri. That was enough to distract her, evidently. Thank you, Mayuri, for being Christmas. For being Christmas? I saw the word Christmas. Thank you, Mayuri, for being airheaded. Oh, speaking of food, is there anything you want for Christmas? Christmas? You mean the party? Yeah. Anything's fine. As long as it's food. As long as it's food, though. A Christmas party, huh? Have you never been to one, Suzuha? Suzu? Where I came from, we didn't really have time for parties. But I think there was one time where Dad got us really good chicken from somewhere. Big Sis Mayuri said she'd cook it, but Dad stopped her. Suzuha was looking at Mayuri, and it was as if she remembered the past or future, as the case might be. It really wasn't much more than we usually got, but it did make me happy. In the future, when World War III was going on, probably wasn't much time for celebration. But even then, Mayuri's still Mayuri, trying her best to make everyone happy. Is there anything you want, Dao? If I've got cute girls dressed in Santa cosplays, then that's all I need. Huh? How much food do we need, you think? The plan is to make it all with Fuki. Fuki? Once again, I'm like looking at the bottom line and then taking a word from that and mixing it, or just saying it outright. The plan was to make it all with Yuki. Oh, I know. Maybe I'll have Luca and Ferris help too. My head was full of thoughts about Christmas party, it seemed. Is there anyone you want to bring to the party, Ocarine? Me? I don't really... I almost said no, but then I remembered someone. Maho Hayajo. She said Christmas is something you always spend with your family, but... Ocarine? No, not really. How is she gonna spend her Christmas? Oh, come on, Ocarine. Invite her. After I walked Mayuri home... Wait. It was after I walked Mayuri home. The second I was alone, I started to think about this afternoon. I think I'm going to end this episode here. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you in the next episode. As we're going down this different world line now, I guess. Bye!